My guests are Christina Lord and Joanna Hearn from Epilepsy, Southeastern Ontario. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I am really looking forward to this because I know absolutely nothing about epilepsy. So, start with you, Joanna. So you have epilepsy?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So tell me, how old were you when this was discovered? Just tell me a little bit about this whole thing, because I don't know anything about it.
For sure. So epilepsy is a neurological condition that causes seizures, and seizures can be anything from a blank stare to a smell to a movement to the arm. It can be a falling and moving. There are more than 30 different types of seizures.
Oh, really?
So I was diagnosed when I was 15. We found out when I had 2 tonic-clonic seizures, which are the ones that if you see on TV someone having a seizure, usually you're seeing this type of seizure where someone will go rigid, fall over, and shake. And that's usually what people think of when they think of a seizure.
Yeah.
And so I've been having, several different types of seizures since then, and a variety of treatments as well. So it's been a process.
No kidding. Yeah, really. And you have a service dog.
I do. So this is Joey. I guess he knows his name, of course, and his tail's wagging. Yeah. So he's a seizure response dog, and so they're trained to help you if you have a seizure, to do a variety of different things. For me, if I have a seizure, sometimes I can't see or hear very well after a seizure happens, and so he's able to come and comfort me. He's also able to alert someone by barking to come and assist me if I need. And I'm very lucky that not all dogs can do this, but he also is able to alert for seizures. So he smells a change in pheromones, and he's able to tell me 30 seconds or a minute ahead of time that I'm going to have a seizure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get into a safe place or
Exactly.
get inside, or is that what you would?
Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so it means if I'm in the middle of the road, or if I'm standing, maybe I'll sit down. I'm lucky the seizures I have now are not quite as severe. So it isn't quite as big of a safety risk, but you never know, right? Yeah. And so it's really helpful to have him let me know, or if I was, say, on TV, it'd be nice to know if I was going to have a seizure. Right?
Yeah, stop the tape.
There you go. So yeah, he's great.
Oh, so Christina, if I saw someone, let's say I see Joanna and the dog's barking, and I see that there's some sort of, what should I do? What shouldn't I do?
Okay, so number 1, I would suggest you stay calm. I would suggest you approach the individual, keep speaking calmly and saying things like, you're going to be okay. Maybe find something that would comfort them if they're about to fall. You're going to want to put something under their head. And you're going to support them during that period of time that they're experiencing their seizure. You're also going to time it. Timing it is very important because it's between the max is 5 minutes. Going over 5 minutes, we definitely recommend calling 911. There's other factors too that you would call 911. For example, if someone has diabetes, if someone is in water, if someone's pregnant, then those would be aspects before that you would call 911. But number 1, you don't restrain, you don't put something in someone's mouth. Those are things that you don't do. What you do is support them during that seizure by being there, and when they wake up, they'll be a little disoriented, not little, but probably a lot disoriented. And you're there to just make sure that they see a friendly face and know that they're safe. And that's really what I would suggest you would do in that case.
Okay. I wouldn't have known what to do. So
did I miss anything?
No, that sounds good to me.
That would do it. Okay.
The one thing I would add would be, if it's someone that you don't know, I would say call 911 anyway, because you don't know you don't know if they've had seizure history or not. Whereas if it's someone that you know who has epilepsy, whatever, then you'd follow that rule of 5 minutes or that kind of thing. But it's always good to make sure someone's safe.
And also checking for a medical alert bracelet, right? Those are a great tool.
It's on the flip side of it, what it is, yeah.
So medical alert bracelets are good for that reason, so that the paramedics can easily call medical alert and be informed of that person's specific medical condition and what they need in that moment, especially if you don't know the person having the seizure.
No, you said sometimes you have notice, so you know it's coming on.
Yeah, so not everyone does. Because
Oh.
there are a variety of different types of seizures, someone has no notice and their seizure might develop right away. I'm lucky that the seizures I have, I get a feeling in my mouth that's rather hard to describe, and I get a tingling in my fingers. So those are some of my cues. Usually he tells me before those happen though. So he's already bugging me, and then I'm waiting a few seconds, and then I'll start getting that sensation.
And that gives you enough time to get someplace safe.
For sure.
Right,
Or, for
right.
example, if I'm with someone, I'm able to go, turn to Christina and say, I'm going to have a seizure, so she knows.
And are you upfront with people you've just met? I mean, say you've joined a group of some sort of social group.
Yep.
You're upfront with them and say, okay, and by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For example, and I might be more forward with it than some people are, but recent job interview, I told them during the interview, because I don't want that to be an issue. I want people to be okay with that there. Obviously, you cannot be refused a job because of a disability. So you absolutely don't have to tell people in the workplace. But yeah, I'm upfront with people and let them know, both for my safety and for their comfort too.
Right. Is it a disability?
It is considered a disability. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. It is classified as a disability.
It is. Okay. Okay. What do we get wrong when it comes to epilepsy? What is it? What are the misconceptions? What are the things we should know about it? What are the misconceptions about it?
There's a few myths because there is stigmas associated to epilepsy. Drawing a blank. Sorry.
Okay,
That's
it's not a mental illness.
No,
Absolutely.
it's definitely not.
It is
a
not a
mental
mental illness. It is a
that would
neurological
be
condition.
one myth, I would think.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Another myth is from a while ago, but some people still believe it's contagious. So no, you are not going to catch epilepsy. But that is still something people
Really?
might think. It also, for a lot of people, we were just talking about it being a disability. That doesn't mean it has to be disabling in some ways, and hopefully that makes sense. But it doesn't mean you are incapable.
And it doesn't
right?
mean you have any limitations. It's just about understanding, how do I adapt? I learned a lot yesterday. Yesterday was Purple Day here across Canada. It also is across 85 plus countries. And a young woman named Cassidy Megan is the founder of Purple Day, and she lives with epilepsy. And yesterday she did an interview for Epilepsy Southeastern Ontario where she spoke about adaptation and versus limitation. And so I think that's really key for those living with epilepsy, is the ability to adapt dependent on their circumstances and the level of illness that they have, so what type of seizures they have. I just don't think it should be limiting.
Okay, and certainly, like, can you get a driver's license?
So generally the rule with the Ontario government is you have to be seizure-free for 6 months. And then you have to have your neurologist or physician fill out a form that they think it is safe for you to drive. So some people may never get a license, and some people might as soon as they're seizure-free for a certain amount of time. I know I won't ever drive, but that's just my own case. So it doesn't totally limit you forever. It just might be a short amount of time.
Got it. Okay. And I understand the United Way has a lot to do with the success of Epilepsy Southeastern Ontario.
It absolutely does. We are a member agency of the United Way, and I love their slogan, "We are stronger together," and they really do work hard at inclusivity and diversity, and we're so grateful to be a part of that, because we're a big part of the reason of inclusivity and diversity. We have to be. And so they help fund our Client Service Coordinator program that provides one-to-one support for individuals living with epilepsy as well as their caregivers, programs and services like our coffee hour, social hour that happens bi-weekly every month, and other programs are, like Project Uplift. Project Uplift is an 8-week program that is based on cognitive behavior therapy as well as mindfulness. So a mental health facilitator would provide this program to a group of individuals living with epilepsy and their caregivers to provide them with tools to support their their mental health. So one of the factors with epilepsy is there's a strong component of depression and anxiety that comes with it. And so it's really great that United Way supports this program, Project Uplift, as well as our client service coordinator.
Wow. That is,
I know.
yeah, there's a lot you do. It's right. Wonderful. But lots more reasons to support the United Way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This has been so interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.